Part 5, My Report on the McCarrick Report by Patrick Parson. The McCarrick Report, where do we begin? We have already looked at the less than conclusive conclusion. Today we start with the introduction, beginning on page 1. Pope Francis ordered the report on October 6, 2018, asking for a study of documentation in the archives of the dicasteries and offices of the Holy See. Although the examination, that is the term used instead of investigation, although the examination originally focused on documents, eventually there were over 90 witness interviews. The Holy See also received materials from Catholic entities in the United States. Now let's remember that the title of the report is Report on the Holy See's Institutional Knowledge and Decision-Making Related to Former Cardinal Theodore Edgar McCarrick, 1930 to 2017. Don't forget that title as we look at the last paragraph on page 2, telling us this report does not examine the issue of McCarrick's culpability under canon law, since that question has already been adjudicated by the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. The examination was not focused on discovering the precise nature of McCarrick's misconduct, although it was often described in several emotional interviews with individuals who had direct contact with McCarrick. What a polite way of saying it. Again, the focus of the report was to examine the Holy See's institutional knowledge and decision-making related to McCarrick into 2017. I find that another statement is disturbing, for me at least, that since the report focuses on institutional knowledge and decision-making related to McCarrick, only accounts known to Holy See officials or members of the ecclesiastical hierarchy in the United States before late 2017 are in the report. So does the report go out of its way to avoid or ignore information related to McCarrick? The report also states certain sections of the report could prove traumatizing to readers who have suffered sexual abuse or harassment, and that some sections are inappropriate for minors. It sounds like we are going to eventually reach some very disturbing accounts in the report. I don't know how much of that I will specifically address. We'll see when we get there. The final paragraph on page 3 of the McCarrick Report tells us that McCarrick was never a diplomatic agent of the Holy See, although his international work often constituted soft diplomacy, and the report does not give detailed information implicating foreign affairs, especially as to ongoing or delicate ones. It sounds almost like the Mission Impossible TV series. Your mission, Jim, if you choose to accept it. And as always, should you or any of your team be caught, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. I was hoping the report would go into detail about those assignments, or non-assignments, especially his involvement in the Vatican deal with China. That hope will probably not find fulfillment in this report. Then page 4 of the report tells us that although McCarrick's over 40 years of fundraising and gift-giving are discussed, the report does not provide an accounting of those activities because McCarrick's fundraising skills were not determinative to major decisions relating to McCarrick. Furthermore, McCarrick's customary gift-giving and donations did not impact significant decisions made by the Holy See regarding McCarrick. Do you see red flags and hear bells and sirens sounding? In one breath, the report says McCarrick gifts and donations were customary from him, and then in the next breath suggests these gifts, bribes might be a more accurate term, had not influenced any decisions related to McCarrick. How many mouths were silenced because they had received something from McCarrick? How many people received these gifts, and how much money total? Has this report itself been tainted in some way by gifts, bribes, or payoffs? Let's join Our Lady and Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta in the Fatima prayer. O my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell, and lead all souls to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy.